Alright guys, I should be back and that should be better. Redid the modem and looks like the signal's a little bit better now. So hopefully that works. I just want to address Matthew Ripper, who puts in $1.99 and says, why ignoring the original Enterprise? Very good question. It's something we've been asking ourselves for a while now. But yeah, that's its own thing. So anyways, guys, I'm back. Hopefully you guys will come back. I see the signal is good now, and that's awesome. So there you are. Hey, and we are back. Yes, guys. So welcome back. Sorry about that. I don't know if we need a new modem or what the situation is, but usually after you reboot it, it works fine for a bit, and it's a long story. Anyway, so hopefully the signal is good, the picture is good, and you guys can see and hear okay now. Because I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I really feel bad about that. So guys, same deal. If you have a question or comment, want to super chat, that'd be awesome. It really helps out. So yeah, 22 of you here. We were at 200. Hopefully you guys all come back. That would be awesome. But anyway. So talking about Picard and we're going to start with the Utopia Planitia attack. At least it makes a lot more sense now. And the funny thing is, the synth responsible, well, one of the synths responsible that we saw, of course, was F8, which is fate. Fate, F8, get it? So quite ironic and funny that, it wasn't really funny that people dying, but, and come on, what's brown and sticky? A stick? I mean, that's dad jokes 101, man. So guys, let me know if everything looks better and sounds better. It obviously looks better on this end because I got a good green signal across the board. So sorry about that. I really feel bad. I should have probably rebooted the modem beforehand, but everything looked fine. So but yeah, so actually turning the Utopia Planitia defense platforms, turning them towards the planet, that was fantastic. Makes a lot more sense now, because we also said, what happened to the defense platforms? Why couldn't they protect them? But if it was all an inside job, that makes so much more sense. Matthew Ripper puts in $1.99. Why are they ignoring the original Enterprise? Your guess is as good as mine. That's something that really irks us here at Trekyards, and it's something we've been talking about for a while. But let's see here. I gotta fix this now. There we go. Let's get the L cards back up. Why did they have those though? What, the androids? Well, she says they can rip through whatever. So they're very helpful, of course. Now, why they have essentially slave army? I don't know. It's not really a slave army, I guess, because they weren't sentient, but or maybe they were. But it made for interest. It was great to see it finally, because we actually get a better sense of what happened. I'm sure we're going to get little bits and pieces of that whole attack and the response from Starfleet, perhaps, over the course of the show. But yeah, so that was good to see, and some new shuttles, which is great. 103 of you here. Hopefully, we'll get everybody back at some point. But yeah. SRUs, I believe is what they called them. I forget what that stands for, but yes, I believe you are correct in that regard. So that was great, and the F8 robot was awesome because Fate. I just thought that was the first thing I thought of when I saw his name, because of B4, and I thought, yep, it's Fate. That's awesome. Adam Vera, $2. Hit like again. Yes, everybody hit like on this stream. Lost all the likes and everything from the other one. Oh my goodness. Kristen didn't like the episode. That's sad. I didn't like it as much as the first episode, but I still really enjoyed this one. Synthetic labor units. There you go. It took me a minute to find your second go at this. Oh, well, that's not good. Anyway, we're back, so it's fine. Um, I'll just, next time, I'm just going to make sure I restart the modem right before I go on so it doesn't happen again. I think we need a new modem, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. That's just, something. Um, so yeah, seeing the attack was fantastic. And then the fact that he uses, like, it almost looked like a drill, like a high-powered drill to shoot people, and then shoot himself, which I thought was kind of odd. Probably to erase any evidence of who activated them, because we still don't know who's behind the attacks, who initiated that. I'm sure it wasn't the synths themselves. I'm sure there was some kind of outside influence. So was it the Romulans? And that brings up another thing. This whole um, Vash, whatever, the ancient Romulan version of the Tal Shiar, um, and not liking synth. Now that opens up a super plot hole. Um, we're behind the hack. Well, it's not obvious, I don't think, Colin, but it's interesting because they said, oh, we don't have any synthetic life forms on Romulus. We don't even have AI. All our computers are numeric based. What the hell is going on here? And yet, we just reviewed the defector, where the Romulan defector comes in, and he says, "You're the android, aren't you? I know a host of Romulan cyberneticists that would love to be this close to you." And Data says, "I don't relish, I don't particularly like the thought of that." He goes, "Nor should you." So they obviously were working with synthetics in TNG. So I don't quite get why she said that. That there's not even cybernetic research on Romulus. So I call bullshit on that right away. That's either bad writing or that's probably just bad writing, honestly. Jason Bullock puts in $2 Canadian. A living Stargazer crew member. Yeah, it was cool seeing the doctor from the Stargazer. Now, the thing that went through my mind, that whole scene, and you guys probably had the same thoughts. Why not Beverly? Is Beverly dead? Um, I mean, the Romulan agent later said, why don't you get Worf or um, Geordi or Riker to help you? And so that confirms that Geordi didn't die in the Utopia Planitia attack, which is awesome because he was there during the Countdown comics at least. So lots of little things like that in this episode, which was kind of great. I did love the Tal Shiar myth, though. I love the relationship between the two Tal Shiar agents, the husband and wife. Um, they're hilarious. But yeah, and then the way she tracked down the where Soji would be off world, because the computer saw the incoming face and recognized or confused it for Dodge, so it created a repair file essentially each time, and it showed all the incoming files. That was kind of cool. So there's some good stuff there. I think Picard would also want Beverly to keep out of the affair, and as the other one, so no one is in danger. Sure, I would buy that, even though there's no reason for her to be in danger for just knowing his medical condition. Although maybe he doesn't want her to know. It's funny that the doctor didn't say anything about his artificial heart either, which I found kind of odd. Um, what's your thoughts on Picard's health? Well, I mean, they said a number of neurological conditions or whatever present this way. Of course, you think Irumodic syndrome because he had that in All Good Things, right? So that's where you naturally go with that. But you think they would at least say that. The prognosis not being good is kind of troublesome. He's like, "You sure you want to go out in the cold, even knowing that that's going to be a thing?" And he's like, "Yeah, especially knowing." Um, and he says, "Well, maybe if you're lucky, this mission or whatever will kill you before that happens." So Yeah, a number of syndromes that could be responsible for it, but Irumodic syndrome makes the most sense. It's the one we've heard about. It's the one we knew he had in All Good Things. However, you would think that because he had knowledge of that, he could have got early treatment for it, even though they said it's a defect in your parietal lobe, whatever. um, so, I mean, that was interesting to at least see another Stargazer crew member. And, it's his doctor. It was his doctor and his crewmate for years, so that's kind of cool. Um, and what was his name again? Moritz. His first name was Moritz, and his last name was. Where do I have that here? Dr. Benayoun. So Moritz Benayoun is his name, um, which is it was cool. It was cool to see that for sure. We were speculating who that was in the early trailers when we saw him. So at least we have confirmation now. 200 of you here. Thank you guys. You finally came back. That's awesome. I really apologize for the bad connection. I will try to get that addressed for next time. But thank you guys for coming back. Everybody hit the like button. And don't forget, if you want your comment read or whatever, by all means, send a super chat. And I will address them. I'll try to hit some other ones in there as well. But there's a few points that I particularly want to make. The first one, of course, is the whole thing against the Siths and no no synthetic technology or AIs on Romulus. Computers are just number machines, basically, and even no cybernetic researchers or anything like that. I find that to be bullshit. And the fact that old cabal is actually 1,000 years or thousands of years old, whatever, and they're so anti-synthetic or anti um, android, essentially. A few people have made the speculation already that perhaps they were responsible for the creation of the Borg. They tried to do something and it backfired, and that's why they said no synths. And so that's the origin of the Borg, as well as why these Romulans have this um, predilection to just despise synthetics. But the worst thing is the whole thing from the defector. As I said, I know a host of Romulan cyberneticists that would love to be this close to you. It's like, oh, well, do you now? Because, wow, that's going to get fixed soon, I guess. Scarpad's Comic Treks 199. The show is not a train wreck. The show is not a train wreck. YouTubers are scrambling. Well, we never assumed it would be a train wreck. Um, so, Adam Vera, $2, $20 at 200 likes. Oh, Adam, you're awesome. And Adam was here last night when I was playing Bridge Crew. If you guys haven't been following the Bridge Crew playthroughs, you should check them out. We actually defeated the Borg 3 times in one night with no losses. 3 times. I went 3 times. 3 times in one night with no losses, and we defeated it with each and every ship. First the Galaxy class Enterprise D, then the TOS Enterprise, and then finally the Aegis class. So Brad is back with $2. Everyone hit like, make Adam pay up. LOL. Well, thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. Mark Lawrence throws in $20. Stoner thought maybe Maddox is trying to bring data back by creating offspring. They did say the essence of data could be recreated by a single positronic neuron. Enough offspring and he's whole? Maddox a good guy? Surprise? I mean, it's a possibility. It seems a little odd. But, let me see here. Just 1 second, guys. I mean, there's lots to talk about in this one, and as I said, we're going to be doing breakdown videos all next week, as we did this past week, and you guys have been great. We got a lot of good views on those videos, so hopefully you've enjoyed them. We do have a lot to talk about with this one as well. Video output's now low again. God damn it. Fuck. Finn Robinson puts in $6.99 Canadian. Do you think the Federation has some kind of standing ground army after the Dominion War? Probably not, no. I would say no. Eric Showman, $1.99. Federation has changed Syntha Hall to Freedom Hall. Okay. Um, it's really trying to be the next Battlestar Galactica of sex and swearing. Yeah, one of our admins actually compared it to, they're going after the Expanse crowd with this one. Um, so, okay, I've got video output low on my end again. Video not updating, getting full cutouts again. I don't even know what to suggest. But anyway, I'll continue to talk, and hopefully you guys can at least hear me. Um, ah, I mean, I've had this issue before at night, even downstairs when I've been just watching TV and stuff this late at night. The internet always cuts out. 232 of you here, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Hitting the like button will fix the signal. Trust me, I know. I know these things. Because the signal always gets better. A lot of people on doing their review probably. No, I don't think so. Um, is the kid streaming in the other room again? No, I made sure he was off the computer. So no one's on the internet in the house. Why do you keep saying Gesundheit, Donnie? Every stream you're saying Gesundheit for some reason. Jarzia throws in $5 Canadian. To be fair, there may be Romulans pursuing AI, but this group keeps sabotaging research. Also, I love Laris. Idiot! He cannot go at all. Made me LOL. Yeah, that made me laugh too. Yes, we need to get. Well, we don't have fiber optic in the neighborhood yet. They're gonna eventually be putting it in soon, I hope. They're running it along one of the main streets, just down a bit. So once the fiber optics here, it'd be awesome. But this is really frustrating me. L-Cars look so cool. Why does current Trek look so mundane? The current L-Cars on the show is not the best. You can see the inspiration from TNG. Are you hardwired to that modem? No, the modem is downstairs. It's not hardwired. Um, and even when the PlayStation is hardwired to it, there's still issues with it. Restart your router. But then I gotta cut the signal off again, guys. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, I'll come back in a bit. This is messing up my head. Sorry, Charles. 240 of you here, which is awesome. They need an internet upgrade in London. No, they don't need an internet upgrade in London. Fuck's sakes, it's pissing me off though. I just want to have a live and I want to talk about the show. Yeah, the audio is holding up. Well, that's good. It's frustrating. It usually comes back, and the last part of the stream is always great. We're almost back to 100 likes. Well, no one's going to like it if it looks like this, and that's pissing me off, but I'll try to talk through it anyway. So he goes to Starfleet Command and talks to Admiral Kirsten. I forget her last name, though. What's her last name? Lieutenant. Did I say lieutenant? I meant admiral. Admiral, where is it here? Good tea, nice house, $2. Earth Trek scenes look fantastic, so beautiful. Yes. Why can't I find her last name? Jeff Jacobs, $2. I'm paying early because I know we will get it. Thank you, Jeff. Let's see here. But yeah, that scene with the admiral is phenomenal. When she says the fucking hubris, the look on his face. Is it just the video that is a slideshow? For fuck's sakes. Are you getting fiber at some point? Probably. I mean, Brad is here. He works at Start. The internet is good in this area. It's not fiber yet, but fiber will be around soon. Admiral Clancy, that's it. Thank you, guys. I don't want to talk about my internet. Unfortunately, I am kind of stuck doing so because of this bullshit. But anyway, audio should be fine, I guess. It'll come back. It usually does. This is the time of night where it dips for some reason, and then it always comes back. So I don't understand the problem. Anyway, so yes, Admiral Clancy. He's basic. Picard's like, you know what? I want to give me a small scout ship, with a small crew, and if my rank is something that's a problem, I will willing to accept a demotion to captain. And yeah, then she says the fucking hubris. You think you can just come back in here and you got to understand it from her point of view. Yes, she was a bitch, but most admirals are kind of assholes in Star Trek. So we kind of went into that expecting that. Dennis Williams, $5. I think that the Telshire lady was referring to, specifically AI, not cybernetics per se. Technically, the Borg are cybernetic, but not AI. Well, she says there are no androids, is no AI. Computers just do numeric, whatever. I forget the exact line she said, but it was fairly clear that the Romulans weren't even working on anything cybernetic related. Caleb Horn, $2. New shuttles looked pretty slick, right? Old concept. It is an old concept, but they looked fantastic. It was great seeing those instead of the standard Discovery shuttles that we had have had. Fleet Pulse Swiftback puts in $1.99. Yay, we made 102. Keep going. Hashtag make Adam pay. But yeah, when she said the fucking hubris, the look on Picard's face was awesome. He's like, huh? What? But you gotta see it from Starfleet's point of view with what he had just said on galactic television. It's because that's a thing, and the fact that he basically up and left. Keep going with you people. Lots of people on at night. That's why it's slow. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna keep going with the review, but it should clear up, guys. I really apologize. Of how she says it's no longer your house, Picard. Now, the issue I have with that scene, particularly, is when you walked into Starfleet and you look up and you see the Disco Prize, and then it changes to the Enterprise D. It's like, really? What happened to the TOS Enterprise? What happened to the refit? What happened to Enterprise B, C? They were all, important. At least C was. Jeff Jacobs, $2. We shall ignore the stream issues, so say we all. Thank you, guys. I hope you can look past it. It's pissing me off as well. So I really apologize. What happened to all the other iconic ships? It didn't even change. I expected to change from the Galaxy to the Sovereign. It didn't even do that. For some reason, they're hesitant to show the Sovereign. The Sovereign was in the first episode. It was just above the Batleth. You hardly saw it, but it was there. So I don't know if there was an issue with showing it, but yeah. Jars, you have $5. To be fair, when you rage quit a company and badmouth them on the way out the door, that's the response you expect. Don't see Starfleet being different. True. Brad, $2. Romulans infiltrating Starfleet. Gasp. Dun dun dun. Yeah. And Brad, start internet. Sucks. Just saying. Just saying. Um, so Brad, I know Brad's in the chat. Brad, when you see Sylvia tomorrow, tell her she needs to get the internet fixed here because every night this does this. A certain time of night, usually, sometimes we'll cut right out for half an hour or so and then come back stronger than ever. So I don't know what the problem is. But anyway, so tell Sylvia it's an issue. I've told her many times and she's getting frustrated hearing it from me. But anyway, oh good, the video's lagging, isn't just LOL. Also, evening, folks. Yeah, Zeraxis, it's not just you. We're having technical difficulties on this end. I had to restart the modem and stuff, but I don't want to talk about that. Unfortunately, I'm Canadian, so I just want to apologize for it. So back on the Borg cube, you get Narek sleeping with Soji. You get to see Soji in her underwear, which is always fantastic. So, yeah. And you get to learn kind of that the Borg cube is disconnected from the collective. The collective is still a thing, obviously, but this Borg cube is separate and it's basically been cut off from the Borg. It's essentially a graveyard, they said. So they're not. They're reclaiming the Borg drones. They're taking off the components and basically getting the people back, the nameless, as they were called by the Romulan. So yeah. Stay out of the gray areas. If your badge turns green, run. It's like, wow, that's a great working environment. Although it's like 5,800 and some odd days without an incident or without a Borg incident or assimilation, whatever, which I thought was kind of funny. But we knew that already from the trailers, so yeah. I think CBS is jamming my transmission. That's what this is. Or the Romulans are, the Tal Shiar, or the new group. The Romulans are pesky little fuckers like that, so I think they're probably jamming the signal here. So yeah, they're called XBs. You're working on the XBs, which is X Borgs, essentially. And we get a Trill. We get one of the Trill doctors, which is cool. Fleet Pass Pack puts in $4.99. The holographic display bugs me. You'd think it wouldn't, but it does. What are your thoughts? Which holographic displays particularly? I just hate I don't hate. I'm not a fan of the LCARs. They're too muddy. They're too generic sci-fi. They don't look like LCARs anymore. There's a few odd shapes in there that look like the LCARs, but the color, the light blue, just is shit. Finn Robinson puts in $2.79. Should have cycled to the Odyssey after the D. Should have cycled to something else. Yes, 100%. I heard a rumor that the first 3 episodes are the pilot episode. Essentially, that's the case, yes. 3 episodes, and then you kind of get into the story. So I think it'll move a lot faster once he gets off planet. So, but I mean, seeing the Borg drones be worked on was kind of disturbing and gross. But we see a new Romulan symbol in the corner behind Soji. It's a red Romulan symbol, which is kind of neat. And then the lady from the Daystrom Institution visits Picard and asks for Earl Grey tea. And he's like, oh, I knew there was something about you. Charles puts in $2. Just hearing Geordi's name made me feel better, as it did me, Charles. Yes, just him saying, get Riker War for Geordi is like, oh, thank God Geordi's alive. Yeah. Good Tea Nice House puts in $5. Can't show Sovereign because these episodes were filmed before the CBS Viacom merger. Well, you say that, but the Sovereign was in the first episode. You could only see like part of it on the shelf, but it was there. So if that was their sneaky way of sneaking it in, I'll buy that, I suppose. But yeah. Anyway, so she visits Picard, and they kind of talk about how Soji was basically, her history only goes back about 3 years. So she was, um, all of her credentials and everything were kind of set up. She didn't really exist before 3 years ago. So that's interesting for sure. Um, and let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. So, and eventually, this girl, we know that this girl from the Daystrom Institute actually goes with Picard to on his missions. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Um, that was actually before the Borg stuff. So, and then we get Picard. He grabs his old comm badge and puts it on, slaps it on, and says, "Raffi, it's John Luke. Please don't hang up." It's like, why would you say hang up? Anti-Trekker made a point of this earlier. Like they speak like it's written for a drama from today. Please don't hang up. Okay. It's just a weird term to use, especially for a comm badge in the future. But anyway, so Raffi, of course, is his ex-CO from the Verite, which if you had the Countdown comics, you'd know that. So, but he needs her help. He needs a ship. Jarzia, throw $5. Thank you very much. When the Romulan government legalized non-bowl cuts, the one guard tour guide guy went to his barber and was like, "Give me the opposite of last time." Oh, with his mohawk thing. Yeah, yeah, that was great. It's good makeup, I gotta say. It's subtle. Their ridge lines are so subtle, some of them, but they're still clearly there. So it's awesome. Dennis Williams puts in $10. I hate to be the one to say this, but could this be tied to Discovery? They will say by the end of the Discovery season they are so against AI they go back in time and start this group to fight AI. I mean, it very likely will be tied to Discovery, because the lady at the Daystrom Institute in the first episode said, we could probably do a synthetic android like 1,000 years from now. Just throwing out a number. How far in the future did Discovery jump? Like 900 years. So there could be a tie-in that way. Rob next $2. Where sexy boy Cummings? Well, he's not sexy, but he is sleeping right now because it's the UK, and this is just my first reaction review. If you want to see him, you check us out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will do our full live review and breakdown then. Everything, all the scenes, and just it'll probably be closer to 2.5, 3 hours maybe, but it's a good discussion for sure. So tune in for that if you want to see Commander Cummings. And then we get this Commodore talking to the Admiral, which I absolutely hate her, and I think she's supposed to be she's obviously a Romulan, but she's supposed to be a Vulcan because as they pan up above her desk, you see a box with the IDIC symbol on it, um, trying to trick us that she's Vulcan. But anyway, and the way the conversation goes, you don't think there's anything shifty going on at first, but it very quickly devolves into that yes, there's clandestine things happening for sure. Um, and the Admiral obviously has no idea what the hell is going on. So, Trekyards, you skipped over my super chat. Oh no, sorry, Mazarus. Let me check. Didn't skip over it on purpose, that's for sure. Um, Oh, there we go. $5 with episode 2. I can't help but feel a new sense of possibility. We may see Sela. Denise Crosby, what do you think? I think very likely we will. When I interviewed, her on stage at London Comic Con, I had asked her um, behind the stage if there was any talk for Picard, and she said, "Yeah, they've talked to me. I've been on the Discovery sets because she was in Toronto, and it was kind of a little bit of a slip, I think, on her part. So who's to say? But I would love to see Sela. I think she would work perfectly. Samuel and I have talked about this. We talked about this yesterday in our prediction video for this episode. So yeah, seeing Sela would be fantastic. It would make perfect sense and really work well with the lore. Um, so yeah, I would love to see Denise Crosby, and I'm pretty sure we will. I think she might be tied into season 2. So keep that in mind, guys. Um, and it looks now like I've got green across my stream health. So hopefully things clear up. Maybe hit refresh, because it looks like the signal is clearing up now finally. Um, but yeah, so then the Romulan Commodore calls in Lieutenant Rizzo, and then we cut to another scene. Is it dementia? I beg your pardon. Sorry, but you're not a stupid man. So when I hear you say such a stupid idea, I have to ask for other explanations. It's great. um, and then they're like, the Tal Shiar, you'll need Tal Shiar to go with you, and he's like, yeah, you'll need us to go with you, idiot. No. Oh, great scene. Now the signal's back in the red, so fuck's sakes. My apologies. Now it's back in the green. 252 people watching. Guys, you guys are fantastic. I don't know why anybody would want to watch me. But anyway, make sure you hit the like button, guys. And yeah, make sure you hit the like button. That's all I'm saying. Let's see if I can. And if I skip over your super chat, I apologize. I definitely not mean to. I just got other things going on here. It's rushing by kind of quick, so. Alright. So she calls in this lieutenant, and I love this because it's like, does that look like disruptor fire to you? There, reflected in the handrail. Doesn't look like it to me. It's like, really? And then we find out that she says, that the Commodore says, your team screwed up. You killed the thing before we had a chance to interrogate it. Make sure this doesn't happen again. Okay, the signal is back in the green, guys. Everything's working fine now. Hit refresh. There you go. Sorry for having you sit through it. Like I said, there's like a 20 minute to half hour slump, different times of the night, usually around 11, usually around 1 a.m. as well. It'll either cut out or drop the signal, and then it comes right back up. The last part of these live streams is always perfect. So I don't know the problem. Anyway, so this lieutenant and this Commodore are doing clandestine missions on Earth, which kind of sucks, to be honest. Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99 because you're fucking awesome, Cap. That's why. Yeah, well, if I was a fucking awesome, it would have not ever been affected at all. But thank you guys for sticking with me. 250 of you still. That's awesome. Paying off with the signal clearing up. So, Benjamin Handelman, $5. I'm actually surprised to see such a negative reaction from some people. People are entitled to their opinion, of course. But I am a fan. I am also a fan. And yes, the negative reactions just stagger me. That Junkman is here. Yes, a live stream. Hello, Junkman. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully, you're enjoying Picard. He's not the biggest Star Trek fan in the world, but it's good to see him here. If you haven't subscribed to the Junkman, go over and check him out on YouTube. That Junkman or the Junkman, I can't remember. Junkman does some really awesome videos and it's a cool guy. So, but yeah, she basically gets the dressing down. You know, your team destroyed the thing before we could interrogate it. You nearly blew our cover. You've made shambles of the operation here. It's great, and you know, I think that the admiral has calmed Picard down enough that he's not going to be a problem. However, if he is, I'm going to deal with him personally. So, again, what a bitch. Both the admiral's a bitch for dressing down Picard, and saying, you know, a fucking hubris. Um, it sounds like your ISP doing maintenance. I mean, it could be, but my wife works for my ISP. She works at Start, and there's a guy in the chat named Brad who also works at Start. If they were doing maintenance every time this night, or this time every night, I need to know about it because I'm a YouTuber. So they need to fix that shit. But it's annoying as hell because now it's cutting out again. As you can see, the signal is now in the red again. So, whatever. Just let me know that you guys can still hear me. That's all I care about. Anyway, Picard goes to see his former XO, and she's like, "Get the hell out of here. There's nothing you can say that'll make me want to talk to you." He's like, "Well, there are secret Romulan assassins operating on Earth." She's like, "Oh, is that the 86?" Because he brought her a bottle of wine. So, and then the final scene, um, she goes and talks to her brother Narek, and they have a conversation about how his tactics were approved by her, and he's on top of things. And she looks at the bed and goes, "Yeah, it's obvious." I mean, I'd be on top of Soji too. Just saying, that would be my plan. But basically said, if your plan doesn't work and I have to show up, there's going to be problems. And she says, you know, little brother. So Narek is her little brother. He said that her disguise looks ridiculous, and it's funny because if you look at her rank pips in this last scene, they're obviously magnetic rank pips. Okay, and she's lieutenant, so there's two of them. But the magnets stick together, and so in this final scene, watch her rank pips because sometimes they'll be like locked together and sometimes they'll be apart. It depends. But yeah, there was a real flaw in the episode for me. I didn't notice it the first like 3 times I watched it, but then somebody told me about it, and now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. Every time I watch that scene, I notice the rank pips. So watch your rank pips in the final scene. But yeah, she mentions, you know, has the machine given up the location? Have you found its nest? Uh, Found the location of its fellow abominations. Um, I don't know. It's a good episode, but it's almost too cloak and daggery for me. It feels too spy movie, and I'm not a huge fan of those. I really enjoyed the first episode a little bit more, I think. So, and Brad says, I LOL'd so hard at that comment. Well, what comment, Brad? See, Brad's still here. Brad, if Start is doing maintenance, tell him to fucking stop it. Do it at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and give Sylvia shit for me. Adam Vera puts in $2. Super cool. Thank you, Adam. Now, Adam, you said something about a $20 super chat, but I can't remember why. Um, anyway, 252 people watching still. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. And like I said, if you have anything to say and you want me to read it, super chats are great. And I apologize for the quality of this stream, but that's Start for you. I'm just kidding. Start usually has really good internet service. I don't want to bash my wife's company. But it's frustrating to say the least. and there's nothing I can really do about it, which really sucks. So, but yeah, the Billy Plays show says love the uniforms. Yeah, the uniforms are great. I think they're sharp looking. I like the colors. Looks great. Um, Sorry, I just yeah. So yeah. So overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. Like I said, not as good as the first one. It's still maintaining that momentum, that quality to it. So I like that. Plus, we got some really good side characters like the Romulan, um, Picard's Romulan friends. They're both fantastic. Simply love them. Soji's great. Um, Almost don't even forgot all about Dodge already. You know, we got out of Dodge. Get it? So Soji's kind of great. She's very cute, very attractive, so I like that. Um, Other than that, I thought we'd get more of his former XO in this one. Um, oh, he's going to pay $20 at 200 likes. We'll sit 268 of you here. Everybody hit like. Adam, we would be at 200 likes if I didn't have to restart the stream. Yeah, it's been in the green for the past couple minutes. Like I said, it's getting to the time of night where it gets good again for another 2 hours, and then it's going to cut out. There is one thing you can do, Cap. Ignore it. Well, ignoring it's hard for me because I like things to run smooth and look good, and I hate when there's technical issues. But yeah, I'll try. But 265 of you here. Everybody hit like. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's make Adam pay for a change instead of poor Jeff. Hugh is in next week's episode. Okay, good. It's better than the Nemesis uniforms. Mm, yes and no. I mean, if you had this style with this collar and the front part, but in Nemesis colors, I think would be better. But that being said, I still like the ones with the way they have them in the show, so I'm not complaining at all. Fleetboss Footback puts in $1.99. Did you see the Andorians? Oh yes, I saw the Andorians. Did you see the clown girl? There's like a girl with like white hair and white face paint and red eyes, and she walks. She's on the Borg cube. She comes out, and then the exact same woman is on Earth. Comes up the gate behind Picard when he goes to Starfleet headquarters. And I'm not racist, but if it's not the same girl, they all look alike. I'm just saying. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2, 150 likes, and Adam at 200, 252 watching. Hashtag do it, do it, do it now. Imagical Artist puts in $1.99. Smoothhead Romulan subspecies. You think? No, just various head shapes. They were smooth headed in TOS and then ridged in TNG. So I love that they incorporated both. That's what they needed to do with the Klingons in Discovery that they didn't do. So at least they've listened to us again and got their shit together for this. So I love seeing both smooth headed and the ridged as well. Christopher John Lane puts in $2 with no comment, but thank you very much, Christopher. Much appreciated. And Nancam puts in $10. I'm enjoying the show for what it is, but there are many moments where it just doesn't feel like Star Trek. Some of the dialogue, especially people, feel like they are from today and not Star Trek. 1,000% agree with you. The perfect example is Picard hitting his comm badge and saying, "Don't hang up." It's like, that's fucking stupid. It's so far past the point of telephones and hanging up. Even hanging up isn't even a thing now. Disconnecting the call is a thing, even though we're still stuck in the hang up era because I grew up with rotary fucking phones, and then we had you know the non-rotary phones, but you still had to hang them up. Um, so yeah, I agree. Adam Vera puts in $2. Clown Girl, yeah, go back and watch. She's on the Borg cube. She comes out from a thing, and she clearly looks like a clown. And then yeah, it's Starfleet headquarters when Picard comes through the transporter gate. Right behind him, there's the same girl. And I guess I'm racist because they all look alike, but that's the same person. And yes, I noticed the Andorians. I'm a sucker for Andorians, especially Andorian women, and there were two of them there. So yes, trust me, I noticed. Scotch, of course, says, I like the suggestion you guys made in the show about the ship models. They just need a bit more Trek stuff in the non-Trek locations, like having a model of the Enterprise D at Picard's house. Yeah, and you'd think he would have something like that. Chances are we might see something like that still, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Um, and now the signal's shit again. Yay, awesome. Hashtag clown girl. It's going to be a thing now. You heard it here first, folks. 264 you still watching. Appreciate that, considering it looks like the quality's gone to shit again for the video. My apologies. Trek viewer says hi. Same race as the Joker, says Thribs. Brad, even though the Borg were in stasis, technically they were not. They're not alive. No, they're alive still. They need to be alive for their organic parts to, like, they need to be alive. They are alive, but we don't have much information on what's going on exactly with that Borg cube, other than it's been disconnected from the collective, and they are basically liberating drones. So it'll be interesting to hear Hugh's story, because if Hugh's in the next one, Hugh was, of course, the one that got granted his individuality, and they went back and infected his cube, and then Lore found them, and we had the episodes Descent 1 and 2, and basically Picard left Hugh with a bunch of independent Borg drones and he's like, well, we don't have a leader. And Picard's like, I don't think that's true. So Hugh was the leader. It's like, okay. So it'll be interesting to see what happened to Hugh. If this is Hugh's cube, or if Hugh got repaired some other way. Sharon's girlfriend was hot as hell. Hey, Wake. I agree. Trekyards, check out Carrytel for a new ISP. I don't think it has anything to do with the internet service provider. I think it has to do with the lines out front, actually, because it's kind of always been an issue. So I don't know if it's the lines on the street. We need to get upgraded to fiber is what needs to happen. But no, I won't be switching from Start because we get a fantastic deal because my wife works for them. So Adam Vera puts in $2. Everyone hit like. Yes, everyone hit like. 262. Hit like and it'll improve the stream. That this is the way. I have spoken. They are harvesting the Borg for meat. Ew. Nasty. Benjamin Handelman. Not the first time the new Star Trek captions have been jacked up. Okay. Brad, 24 more and Adam has to pay 20, I think. That's what he said. He doesn't have to pay, but he did say he would pay. So, 24 more likes, guys. In Magical Artist, $1.99. B4, maybe Maddox Creation. Hold on. B4, maybe Maddox Creation V8, F8, Android, a clue. Bleh. Anyway, I don't know if you guys were all here at the beginning when I said F8, Fate. I thought that was so ironic. I noticed that right away. That because of B4 and that naming scheme, you see F8 and it's Fate, and he's one of the ones at least that is responsible for the massacre. Low stream quality, says Alan. Well, not now. Now it says it's in the green. Hit refresh. It should be better now. But yes, we've been having internet issues all night. And don't get me started on it because it's a sore spot for me, unfortunately. All I want to be able to do is come on, do a live and not have to worry about fucking technical issues. The new Romulan haircuts looked awesome. Yes. Yeah, the stream's good now again. God damn it. Um, and yeah, seeing his doctor from the Stargazer was cool. I like that. I like getting introduced to the old crew. But it makes you wonder why not Beverly. You think that he would see that's kind of a double edged sword. He would almost want her to. She would almost know more about him than anybody. Not only because she was a doctor on the Enterprise D, but also because they were very close. So, but because of that closeness, he could also not want her knowing everything that's going on. And it's funny that the doctor didn't mention anything about his heart. Mentioned how he was healthy for a relic. He's got his mental faculties. He's got all that. He's healthy essentially for a relic, but no mention made of the artificial heart. Like it's working fine. Maybe he has a real heart by now. Maybe they grew him a real heart. I don't even know. Um, I won't. I actually want to use more of Facebook's line of androids, creepy bastards. Why is it Facebook? Oh my god, because F8 looks like FB for Facebook. I won't lie. I actually want to see more of F8's line of androids, creepy bastards. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. High Cabin just felt like I felt just like Discovery. The use of the F bomb was not necessary. It was the first time wasn't bad when she said, "What did she say? The something fuckers." That was appropriate. The Admiral, not so much. Although they were trying to get across that hatred she had for him. Adam Vera puts in $2. Streams good to me. That's good. 270 people here. Everybody hit like. Let's get to that 200 likes. But no, it makes, yeah. She was a bitch. She was an absolute bitch for saying that to our beloved Picard. However, you can got to see it from her point of view. The way he left Starfleet and just literally a day or so ago, badmouthed Starfleet on interstellar television. I can't believe I'm saying interstellar television. But anyway, um, so I can see her point of view at the same time. But yeah, when she said the fucking hubris, the look on Picard's face was like where's what? So it was a fantastically played scene. That was probably the best scene of the entire episode. Is just that meeting with the Admiral. Um, Not only for writing but for acting. I think that was fantastic. So kudos to them. Zeraxis at Trekyards. The doctor said cardiovascular function was good as well. That refers typically to the heart function, as it's still silly. It could start. Of course, it should be good in an artificial heart. He did say cardiovascular, but I assume that meant like I know what means heart. I'm not an idiot, but well, I guess fine. Yes, he did say cardiovascular. I'm not gonna say that again. It's fine. Um, so yeah, we should be good. 200 likes, and I'll take my top off, says Rob next. Ooh. Well, maybe we don't want to get to 200 likes. So, no. Who was the Admiral? Her name was Kirsten. I can't remember. Let's see. I do have a note somewhere about her name. I gotta organize my notes better, apparently. But yeah, her first name is Kirsten. I don't know. I'll have to look for it another time. Nankum says, we've seen admirals in Star Trek be a bitch or a dick all the time in the past, but with much better dialogue than just making her drop the F-bomb. Yeah, and the F-bomb is so out of place. I know in Discovery it was out of place as well, but it made a little more sense coming from Tilly under the circumstances. She was excited, and that junk man puts in $3. Does Picard still have aromatic syndrome? Possibly. That could be the anomaly in his parietal lobe that they were talking about. However, he also said it could be a number of other not symptoms, syndromes. They weren't sure what it was, but all of them have the same results essentially. So, but yeah, it very likely is aromatic syndrome. However, if he had the warning about aromatic syndrome because of all good things, he should have been able to get that addressed. So that's kind of hard to say. But I was on a point before I answered that super chat. What was I talking about? God damn it, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we just talked about aromatic syndrome. It could totally be that, but we're not 100% sure. The fact they didn't say it pisses me off, to be honest. It's a simple thing. Just say, you know, Picard's Irish Romulan woman is kind of hot. I kind of agree, Neomix. I kind of agree. I wish it had been Admiral Nechaevich. Yeah. On the preview of the next episode on the CBS Post, show's ready when we know we will see Hugh again. I'm looking forward to seeing Hugh for sure. 200 likes and I'll super chat, says Adam. 275 of you here. If you haven't hit like yet, it's a simple thing. Just hit the thumbs up. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get to 200 likes, guys. I need a drink. At least the stream's better now. I don't know if I have to replace my router, my modem, the fucking lines coming into the house. I need to get fiber optic. That's what I need to do. It definitely is aromatic syndrome. They're clearly tying it in from what we knew from the past. Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't the Admiral have given him one of the Discovery shuttles? They are using them for taxis, for God's sake. Oh, that's funny. But I love how he said, if my rank's going to be a problem, I'll accept a demotion to captain. It's like, oh, how very big of you, Picard. That was kind of ballsy for him to say that, honestly. But, yeah, her response was a little bit overstated. Trekyards, I thought it had something to do with his Borg implants. That's interesting. That might be the case, actually. And maybe going to the cube, maybe they'll be able to fix it or repair it, or Soji will be able to help him because it's a remnant from Locutus. I like that. That's actually a great idea for a discussion that we should have on Trekyards. Oh, and Sylvia made an interesting point also about V8. F8. God damn it. F8 key on your keyboard is safe mode. So F8 at the beginning is not only fate, but safe mode. Even though that's very unsafe mode by the looks of it. There you go, Adam. Apparently we hit 200 likes, so... Aromatic syndrome was in the alternate future. It was, yes. And a Q-inspired future, so not necessarily 100% for sure. Adam Verha, $20. Hooray. Thank you very much, Adam. Adam, you've been super generous, not only last night, but tonight. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for putting up with the internet issues. Even when I play Bridge Crew, we have some connectivity issues and some lag and some pixelization. Again, playing this time of night, but this is the time of night that I need the internet, so... and I tell everybody to get off the internet. The kids not on the internet. It's just, but yeah. So I really have to apologize to 280 of you that are here. Wow, the numbers keep going up. I really apologize for the quality of the stream at the beginning and having to actually end the first stream to reboot the modem and stuff. It's just it's annoying, and I should stop apologizing for it. But I'm Canadian. That's what I do. We apologize about every goddamn thing. So, Fleet Pass Whip What's in $1.99. While I can't match Adam, I can pay for 200. Thank you very much, Fleet Paw. Very very appreciated. True about F8. LOL. And Fate. Just saying. F8. Fate. Haha. Squadra Course. I have one F-bomb in my book. That's out of about 106,000 words, so I don't feel too bad about it. Oh, I think that's what I was saying. How in Discovery, with Tilly saying it under the situation where she's super excited, kind of makes a little bit of sense. A little bit, I say. But when we see Star Trek 4 and they go back in time, and I noticed that the language is currently laced with, shall I say, colorful metaphors. Or it's just the way they talk here. Nobody pays attention to you unless you swear every other word. And then he goes double dumbass on you like he doesn't know how to swear properly. It wouldn't be a thing, I don't think, in the future. And for the fact that the Admiral to use it, no. No, no, no. The Romulan makes a little more sense, but considering it's a Romulan with an Irish accent, maybe she learned how to speak English from somebody that's Irish and she picked it up. But it was still more appropriate and kind of funny when she said it. When the Admiral said it, it was to drive a point home that, God damn you, Picard. How about that 3D replicator from 2018? Oh, the replicator scene was awful. It was a 3D printer. It was a 3D printer you can literally buy today. But it was replicating their food trays. It's awful. That's how I contribute, says Adam. Well, thank you, Adam. Much appreciated. Yeah, so, I mean, I've covered, I think, everything that I wanted to cover with this. There will be more detail, more in-depth analysis tomorrow, like I said, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can tune into that and you want to hear Samuel's side of things, we always have great discussions where we break things down scene by scene. So by all means, not let me know. Show up at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So, Canadian Starships, I am more listening than watching anyways. I'm working on my Trekyards model contest build. It's still entertaining. Well, thank you, Canadian Starships. What ship are you working on for the contest? I'm not in charge of the contest. One of the head admins over on the model page, William Barton, who's a great guy. He'll be at Wonderfest, but he is in charge of the model build. So, what ship are you building, Canadian Starship? Cap, do you think the relationship with the Klingons have deteriorated? Probably not. That's tough to say, because we really have no indication of what's going on politically with the Klingons at this point. But I would say after the Dominion War, very likely not. But I could be wrong. I mean, if you look at STO, yeah, relationships with the Klingons kind of broke down for STO. So SpaceX says no one can defend this garbage. I don't know if you're referring to Picard or not, but I mean, it's not garbage, so. There's also a CPU heatsink shown during a panning of inside of the Borg ship. It's not the Borg ship, it's the relic, or the artifact. The artifact. Get your shit right. Yeah, but I look forward to your ranking for tomorrow. Yeah, I have a number in my head. It might go up by one, depending. But like I said, it's not as good as the first episode, in my opinion. So, Squadra Course, $5. Thanks for reading my comment. I'm guessing they still cuss in the Mirror Universe. I'm sure the Mirror Universe has new cuss words, yes. GRB Becton, $5 with no comment, but thank you very much. That's very appreciated. What was Soji's bag as the end of the bed is meant to be? What was Soji's bag at the end of the bed meant to be? I don't know. Canadian Starship is building Nova class. That'll be cool. Are you bringing it to Wonderfest as well? Maybe you'll win the Trekyards contest. We have some cool giveaways. I know that. Tickets to Wonderfest is the first prize, and there's also a was it the Discovery Enterprise from Polar Lights when it comes out? That's one of the prizes, and there's a few other things, model kits and stuff. So if you're model, I think today was shit. I think today was the last day for entries. Anyway, running a contest over on the Trekyards model building page. So if you're not subscribed to it, go check it out. And I can't promise, but I'm going to say hopefully next week when I do my first reaction, this internet thing will be more sorted out. Fingers crossed. I'm going to try to see if there's something I can do to fix it. Because it really bugs me when the signal is shit. Because I know I wouldn't watch it if the signal was shit myself. I'd be like, oh, I'm done, I'm out. Travis Foster. Does anyone else think that the Borg Grey Zone is a BS cover story to hide that Bruce Ooh. No, I didn't think that until now. And the new synth Hive. I see plans within plans and double crosses as highly possible. Well, the girl mentioned, the girl from the Day Stream Institute, I forget her name. She mentioned that, yeah, cyberneticists kind of have like a secret agenda all the time. So, damn, man, that just blew my mind. I'm gonna suggest that to Samuel as maybe a possible conversation for a video, if that's okay. Write that down. Fleet Pass Switchback puts in $1.99. My initial rating went up on the second and third watches. Mine went down, actually. Really enjoyed it a lot the first time. Second time, it's kind of like, it feels a little too dark and it's too short as well. It just, if something felt off about this one. I don't know how to put my finger on it. Trekyards, are you a lounge lizard? Better than a lot lizard, I can tell you that. Ryan Howe puts in $5. Seeing that both Discovery Season 2 and Picard have both AI themes, do you think that we are going to directly link Season 2 in some way? I wouldn't put it, honestly, I wouldn't put it past them, but I hope not. But yeah, I can definitely see them linking them. If you watch the new Star Trek Online Legacy trailer for the Legacy thing that's coming out, almost near the end of the trailer, you see Burnham and Seven of Nine together. So it's not a great sign. Adam Vera throws in $2. Peace and long life. Peace and long life to you as well, sir. I'm giving you the Vulcan salute, but you probably can't tell it because the signal's gone to shit again. I did like that we finally met a former crew member of the Stargazer that served with. I did too. That was really great, and I love that they mentioned Geordi. Thank God. Worf, Riker, and Geordi, because we know Geordi's not dead now. He didn't die in the Utopia Planitia attack, so that's a good thing. Michael Sepniak, it's in $2. Did you already discuss the Romulan Free State? Did not discuss the Romulan Free State. I heard it mentioned in the episode and how they basically, when the other doctor, the Trill, was halfway there, they revoked her permissions and they just reinstated them. And so she's like, yeah, that sounds about right. That's kind of all I got from that. I don't really know what to discuss in that regard. But, yeah. Politics, man. I'm telling you. Zachary says, so we found out in this episode that Geordi is alive. So is Worf. So hopefully LaForge will come back in the future. I am hoping that LaForge comes back. I would love to see LaForge. I think it'd be a perfect a logical addition to the show, considering that it's kind of revolving around Data and they were best friends. So that would be kind of neat. 7 has some good dialogue in it. In what? The Legacy trailer? Romulan Free State ISIS. Everybody's been saying that tonight. I don't know enough about ISIS to really draw parallels or discuss that, but I guess if that's the thing, that makes sense. Donnie says, I saw the Star Trek Online Legacy trailer and it's pretty damn cool. Or darn cool, he says. Did you play the new STO mission yet? I have not, but I'll probably do that live actually someday. Because if I play it live in the afternoon on the computer downstairs, I won't have internet issues. Go figure. Ninja Chris 77 Trekyards. We also know Worf didn't die because I think he died in the canon comic from 2009. The Countdown comic from leading up to 2009. I don't think it mentions Worf. Maybe that's not the one you're talking about. I don't know, but no, Worf is alive, I'm sure. Wake Robert says, I've played the STO update. The trailer made my stomach turn a little, but the missions were pretty good with a really epic ending. No spoilers. That's great. Gives me something to look forward to. Ming W. Lee. Captain, I have played this both STO episodes, and I can tell you that they are not trying to link Star Trek Discovery with Star Trek Picard. That's good. That is good. They shouldn't have put that in the trailer, though. It's going to make so many people pissed to see 709 and burn them on the same screen. It's no. Why do they do this stuff? It's one of my biggest issues with this episode was just the Discovery Prize, which went to the Galaxy class. It's like, you didn't even include another ship. Why not a Sovereign? I don't have an issue with the Discovery Prize, guys. I want to get that across. I love the design. Johnny's did a fantastic job on it. It's a cool looking ship. But have the TOS ship and then go to the Disco Prize. I just chalk it up to the holograms are ships that have existed and have also been like experimental ships or ships that never quite made it, maybe. Just rotating random ships, like a screensaver. Jeff says, oh, stop. It could be any terrorist group. Yeah, just stop with the ISIS shit. I don't know enough about it, nor do I give a fuck. So, like, I can't talk about it. So why keep bringing it up? There's a funny conversation between Michael and Seven about control and the Borg in one of the... Oh my god. Really? Chronoton says, I feel like LaForge would be the first person Picard would call for help if it was about Data. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. But there's no sense of being able to get Data back at this point. I mean, that might still be a thing eventually. But yeah, you would think that Geordi would be interested in meeting, you know, Data's kid, perhaps. I don't know. Worf survives Countdown 2009, but was badly injured. Okay, I didn't know that. I'll have to go back and reread those. Oh yeah, I'll have to give it a read, Ninja Chris. 237 of you guys still left. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Let's see how much we can get those likes up. And if you guys, I'm probably going to call it quits in like 10 minutes or so. So I'll try what Samuel always says. It always works for him. So I can get another $20 in super chats, like $4 or $5 super chats or whatever. That would be fantastic. This has been a good stream for super chats, and I really appreciate that. I just wish the quality had been better overall. And hopefully you guys like my new LCARs. And no, it's not the LCARs that's causing the issues, so don't even go there. Let's see. Yeah, Mark Ballantyne is responsible for the new LCARs, so thank you, Mark. They look fantastic, and if you guys like them. Charles, they just need to have all the ships be Miranda or Excelsior like they always have. It just saves money on 3D models. Ha ha ha. Like I said to one of the admins earlier today, I wouldn't give a flying fuck if there was an NX-01 shuttle pod flying around still. Sure, it's old, but Discovery shuttles are old too. At least the NX shuttle pod is something that existed. You know what I'm saying? Moonspot rocks. Interested? Hell, LaForge would be their godfather at least. Yeah. I did think the new shuttles we got were awesome. The new shuttles we got were fantastic. Not really new. They're an older John Hughes design. What were they called? I have the thing here. They were the Starfleet Attack Fighter V class. The USS McCall. That's an older design, but it's new. Looks like the Argo shuttle. It's cool. It fits the period. It's not a Discovery shuttle. They did a fantastic job. Even the fleet. The fleet had a few Discovery like elements, but overall they were newer ships, new designs we hadn't seen. So happy about that. So when they do things right, I have no issues saying you guys did a fantastic job. But then they fucked it up by having the disco prize in the Starfleet headquarters. And I know they're trying to link their shows. I get it, but that's a whole other separate live video. So, where did you get the L cars? Which one, Shauna? The ones behind me or the one on screen? Because the one on screen was made by Mark Ballantyne. I think that's his name. I just said his name. God damn it. Yeah, Mark Ballantyne. And the ones behind me, they are basically a playlist that I have on YouTube of all the L cars I found in various places, which I just run. This is just the next generation L cars. I've got TOS, Next Gen, DS9, First Contact era, movie era, and then an all L cars that just randomizes them all. This is just the TNG one that I have behind me right now. So it is similar to the Argo, yes. Cobalt Knight. Overall, I am really liking the show. I am willing to overlook some discrepancies in lieu of having new Trek. I am too. I've said it before. I get excited when a new Discovery episode comes out. Am I the biggest Discovery fan? Not really, but there's a lot of cool stuff about the show. So I get excited when a new Discovery episode comes out. Sure, there's a lot of issues with it, but I still really enjoy it because it's Star Trek. It's not. Oh, maybe it's not Star Trek according to a lot of people, but I don't give a fuck. I still enjoy it. Same with Picard. I think it's fantastic. They need to keep it up. And yeah, a few visual things aren't really a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but it's annoying. And considering what our show is about, ships, it's just one of those things that is a sticky point for us. So, Fleet Pass Whip puts in $1.99. Speaking of the fleet, quick thoughts on them. Love them. I like the shape of the tugs, how they kind of the smaller front end, much like the fighters you see in Shattered Universe, the PlayStation game, and then they flare back into it's a cool looking shape. I really enjoy the tugs. We're going to be doing videos on the tugs this upcoming week. So yes, it was a dumb mistake, but at least they're making fewer dumb. Absolutely, they are. And one of the reasons they are, one of the reasons that Discovery Season 2 is better, was because we complained about it as fans, and they did course corrections, especially with the D7 and stuff. So I think it's important to at least acknowledge their fuck ups and say, you could do that better, because they do sort of listen. So they're not just going to get a little pat on the head and a little tap on the ass and go, "Oh, it's okay. Nobody else is going to notice. It's fine." Don't just brush it under the rug. At least speak up and go, "Yeah, it's really good, but you fucked this up." They need to be accountable. Trekyards, check your texts. What does Joe want now? God damn it. I think GRB Becton Super Chat was what happened to the Borg after Janeway destroyed the hub and the Borg Queen, he says. The ones behind me, yeah, those I found online, various places. There's a lcars.co.uk or .uk.co, I forget, that you can, they're flash animations, so you just screen record them or whatever. Also various screensavers and stuff that I found over the years, and I just turned them into video files and made a playlist out of them. So let's see what the hell Joe is talking about. What does that have to do with anything? Joe, I don't know what you're talking about. G.R. Becton. Joe, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So sorry. Charles puts in $5. A disillusioned LaForge goes rogue to save the legacy of his dead friend and helps Maddox create a twin to help set the Federation straight. Dun dun dun. I'd buy that for $1. Jarzia, $5. Individual androids for shipbuilding seems dumb. A shipyard with a central AI controlling a swarm of robots makes more sense. Like an Enterprise, dead stop. Yeah. Yeah. But we think we know better. We can create artificial intelligence, so. Joe says it was an older super chat for $5 with no text, and he submitted a question shortly after. Unfortunately, I didn't see the question, so I can't really help you. And to scroll through everything to find it would be. So if you have the question, Joe, put the question in. And we did. What happened to the Borg after Janeway destroyed the hub and the Borg Queen? I don't know. There's not just only one queen. As we've speculated, there might be 5 or 6 different queens. Because it's a large collective. So who knows? That's why yesterday when we were doing a speculation video, I said that the Borg might be a non-threat at this point. Might be a non-issue. So, yeah. So I hope that answers your question, G.R. Becton, assuming you're still here. Thank you, Joe, for bringing that to my attention. Be more clear next time. Yeah. So I don't know what happened to the Borg specifically. We're going to find out. But yeah, like yesterday when we were doing a speculation video, I said I think the Borg are a non-threat. This isn't the only cube that's kind of in limbo, but I was wrong because they mentioned today that it's separate from the collective. It basically got pulled, yanked out of the system. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Joe. Got it. The date the cube stopped functioning is around the same time as the Romulan supernova. Possible the guy got caught in that. That would be neat. So any more super chats? Anybody? I think I got a few there at the end. So I appreciate that. I'm probably gonna wrap it up in another minute or two. The signal's shit now again, and now it's back to green. So fuck my internet. David Catone says I don't like this episode, but it's still the beginning. Travis Foster, 6 transwarp hubs, 1 unit complex. Terms I doubt that the Borg are always a threat. Yep. I thought they weren't, but I just want to see a hot new Borg queen. There you go. Yeah, if you want information on the Borg and speculations and theories and stuff about like a 65-part video thing for it on the Borg, go to the Anti-Trekker site. the Anti-Decker page and subscribe to him. Sorry, new to this. That answers my question. Thanks. Yeah, sorry, G.R. Becton. My apologies if I missed your super chat or if it was just not in the super chat, but I apologize. But at least I answered it. Hopefully, honestly, I don't know what would happen to the Borg if when the Queen died. You would think they would have contingencies for that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, Samuel and myself have speculated a few times that because Borg space is so vast, they might have like 5 kind of queens, even if it's sub queens or queens in the wings, essentially waiting to be used or replace the queen, so that wouldn't be an issue, because you got to think that it's possible that your queen's going to get destroyed. You can't just not have something to fall back on. So but yeah, so it's been an hour and 30 for this one. Thank you guys for putting up with the bullshit with the internet. I really apologize. It makes me feel bad. It really does. I hate having internet issues. Hopefully it's something that can get sorted. Sometimes it works swimmingly, other times not so much. So hopefully it's something I can get sorted, and I apologize for you guys. We got up to 300 people though today, which is great. There's still over 200 of you here, so if you haven't hit that like button before I call it quits for tonight. And if you're watching this after the fact, if you sat through all the bullshit with the stream, again, I really apologize, and I gotta thank you guys. You guys are fantastic. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our full review and breakdown of this episode. Every scene, we break it down. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff. And then stay tuned all next week for probably 2 videos a day. This is what we did this last week on just sub discussions on certain things. So lots to talk about with a new series, and we really love doing that and bringing that to you guys. Adam Vera puts in $2. Just one more for the hell of it. Thank you very much, Adam. Again, you are fantastic. And yeah, you guys are great. All of you are great. So thank you guys. And thank you for, like I said, sticking with me through all of the technical difficulties. Hopefully they will subside. But anyway, guys.